Hi there! So we have new events and a new collection that has just started today, but before we get into any of that, first of all, we have our heroic race rewards to collect and our heroic combat quests to get into. So, if you want to know where you can collect your heroic dragon, High AURASPHERE, from, go to your news panel and then scroll down to the heroic race bit, and then you'll see that it says, your heroic race is finished, check your results. We came third, but we got to lap 15 at least, so that means that we can click show results and we get our reward dragon and the other reward dragons from this event as well. So we're going to claim this dragon. We came third, and then there is High AURASPHERE. Very cool Lucario boy. And then we've got Rhyme Magus, we got Yellow, and we have Snowdrift. So a couple of these dragons we'll also need to use in the heroic combat quest, but I don't know why they went so crazy in this heroic race. I think they got so used to gemming in the recent other heroic races, but I didn't think the rewards were really worth it personally. But if you at least get to lap 15, you get the dragon, so it's really not a big deal. So, now that we have claimed our dragon, if we want to take part in the heroic combat quest, then we will need to hatch these dragons instantly, because you can see these heroic combat 1 and heroic combat 2 quests right here, and these quests require the new heroic, they require the legend, and they require the epic. I've already got the yellow dragon, but we need to get the heroic and Rhyme Magus hatched. And so if you want to know what the requirements are for heroic combat 1 and heroic combat 2, you will have to log in every 6-hour period, and the total food cost if you want to finish Heroic Combat 2, well, both of them, is going to be about 28 million food. And you can see all of the requirements for this in the DC event guide section of my Discord server. It tells you exactly how many gems it's going to cost to hatch all the eggs, how much it's going to cost in terms of food. So grand total, if you have to hatch all the dragons and feed them up for Heroic Combat 2, is 28 million food and 93 gems. That's to finish off both of them. And then of course you are also going to have to log in every 6 hours to do that. So if you need any further guidance aside from what I'm going to show you, you can see all of it written out here. But anyway, well, I'm going to go and get them hatched so that we can start doing these quests. So let's go into our storage, and then we are going to search for AURASPHERE. We are going to use, not abuse, and then we are going to instantly spend gems. We could use some of our ad skips. I'm not going to because I don't care. I'm just going to speed up with these 14 gems. We're going to place them. Then we're going to get him fed up. And now, if you want to finish off Heroic Combat 1 and 2, High AURASPHERE will need to be level 45, which does mean that High AURASPHERE is going to have to be fully empowered once. So that's 1 star. So you, well, I say fully empowered, what I meant was like level 40 and then the first star, not fully empowered to E5. You'd need to take them to E5 if you want to finish off the heroic quest, not the heroic combat quest, but I'm going to take them to max level 40 for now, and then we can empower them at some stage. We could do it instantly if we wanted to. I'm just going to leave it for now so that we can do the quest, but that is High AURASPHERE stuck in their baby form since they're in this habitat for now, I guess. So we get baby High AURASPHERE for now. The other one that we need is that Magus dragon, so I'm going to go and search for him. There he is, Rhyme Magus. And again, we're going to do the same thing. We are going to speed up with gems, and we're going to place. I actually don't have a habitat right now. So I am going to, just very quickly while we're here, normally I wouldn't do this, I'm going to just gem that so that I can at least put this dragon somewhere. We're going to throw him over there, and then we're going to get the other one hatched as well. And he's also going to be stuck in his baby form for a little bit. Too bad for him. But it's very important that you get this done as quickly as you possibly can so that you start the resets going for the quest, and at the same time make sure that you can log in every 6 hours. If you can't log in every 6 hours, if you don't have the 28 million food necessary, if you don't have enough gems available to be able to speed them up and also empower the heroic, just don't spend the resources in the first place. But there we go, these boys are now ready, so now we can head over to our quest section and we can start off with these quests. So let's start off with Heroic Combat 1. Heroic Combat 1 is actually really cheap if you just want to get to the end of Heroic Combat 1. And of course, the reason why you'd want to get to the end of these quests is because you can get free heroic orbs from it. But I believe it does also go through this in the server as well, but if you want to get quest 1 completed, then the total food cost for all 3 is 1.7 million. So you got to think, either 1.7 million or 28 million food is a big difference between the requirements between Heroic Combat 1 and Heroic Combat 2. But you'll see I've done that one, and now we've got a 6-hour cooldown until the next one. But if you finish all of the Heroic Combat 1 quests, which again is like 2 million food, that's 123 orbs for the Heroic. However, if you do Heroic Combat 2, then that is an additional 200 orbs for the Heroic. So you can do the 200 plus the 120 from the Heroic Combat 1, and that'll give you quite a lot of bonus orbs for this Heroic. And then at the same time, we also have the other Heroic quests ongoing at the moment. If you do want to take part in the other Heroic quests using, you know, because you're going to have this dragon potentially empowered anyway if you're doing Heroic Combat quests. It's weird that they've got Heroic quests and Heroic Combat quests. It gets a bit confusing. But if you're going to be doing the Heroic Combat quest, you might as well do the Heroic quest as well. They're going to get free rank ups on this dragon, which does give us bonus orbs. But you can take part in the Wish quests. I guess that's the official name for it. And this dragon, if you wanted to finish off every single quest battle for this section, you would have to have a fully empowered high AURASPHERE, which is probably not going to happen now since we didn't get all the bonus orbs from the Heroic race. But if you do actually empower the dragon just for the Heroic Combat quest, I believe you can get up to stage 10. I will double check on Ditlep in a moment. But you see, we got this battle done. There you go, 5 additional orbs. We'll get another 10 at stage 2. Stage 10 is an extra 50 orbs for the dragon. And then after that, that is going to be like level 50, then level 55, that sort of thing. So for 1-star empowerment, if I open up this website, ditlep.com. Again, this is the plus 120. There's Heroic Combat Quest 2, just so that you confirm for Heroic Combat 2, you'll need a level 45 Heroic, level 40, level 40. But then for the Wish quests, the plus 50 is a level 44 High AURASPHERE. The Stage 11 battle would require a level 46. And then if you keep going, let's have a look. If we had like a 46 there, and a 51. 51 would get you the 60 gems, for instance, so you can have a look at what rewards you'd get if you take a dragon to a certain empowerment. So if you took them to 51, you'd get plus 140 orbs, and then after that, they'd need to be level 56, so an extra empowerment star. So you can sort of base how many gems and how much empowerment you want to skip to get certain rewards in this one. But the main problem for a lot of people is going to be the food cost, because do you have enough food to actually feed up the dragon? Even if you got the orbs from the quest, do you actually have enough food to be able to level them up? Which most players don't prepare quite enough for those, so just bear all of that in mind. But those are the currently ongoing Heroic quests, so definitely jump in on those if you want to get the free orbs. Just make sure that you can log in on time. The other quests and event that we have today is the start of this new storytelling section, and we do have tower coins available in this event. And now it looks like it's an old style tower event. Problem with tower event is that it is a very, very RNG heavy event. And we don't really like RNG heavy events, because in tower event, every single movement that you make is completely random. So is it actually worth even doing a guide for the tower event? I typically say no, because when you're trying to progress in the tower, it's just going to be random as to whether you even get the tower dragon or not if you go for the tower dragon. So that can be kind of annoying. But anyway, there's a rank up on our boy, Duo Dive, and then another 6-hour cooldown. So it's just a lot of 6-hour cooldowns going on with these quests at the moment, except Wish Quest, which is an hour at the moment. But anyway, that is the Heroic Combat stuff. We do also have these new collection books and tower coins available in ads, so you should definitely be watching your ads as usual, as you always should. But the actual collection itself is Twisted Tale. So if we click this, it tells you that the Twisted Tale events are from the 15th to the 29th of January. Piece together this ancient tale by opening storybook, so you can get those in Event Islands, Quest, Dragon TV, and then collect broken rings and twisted memories. So this shows us the upcoming events. From the 18th to the 29th, we have a maze event, which is going to have more of those seabed fossils. From the 15th to the 18th is the tower event, we've got a puzzle event starting on the 19th, so make sure that you have your breeding dens and hatchery open for that when it begins. And then we have this one with the beast dragon from the 24th to the 28th. So then we've got ads and such giving bonus stuff, but in this collection, you can either get broken rings or twisted memories from those chests. And in this, you can get some breeding perks, which new players love. You can get Joker orbs. You can get legendary orbs chest, which has orbs for one of the other dragons. And of course, legendary trade essence. We also have damage perk, which is kind of whatever, but you can get a couple of those. We've got this one. If you manage to get 30 of the broken rings and also the twisted memories item, you can get your hands on the storyteller dragon, which I think is a very nice looking dragon, magic primary, but kind of cool. I do like their design overall. You can get him, some Joker orbs, should be nice. And then in the usually pay to win section, not always, but usually the bottom one is for pay to wins or very extreme luck free to plays. You can also get guaranteed orbs of Handshock, Gritackle, and Storyteller. So those are the event dragons that are going to be coming up, of course. So is it worth it? I mean, free dragon and then some perks, legendary orbs, legendary jokers. It's not the worst collection ever. It's also not the most impressive collection ever. So it's your choice really whether you want to pursue the event items or not. That is the currently ongoing new collection event that we have happening. And so then we have the tower event itself. And so I'm going to go through this tower event really basically as I normally would. When you're going through the tower event, you should realistically make a choice instantly before you spend any of your currency as to whether your goal in this event is going to be either to claim the tower event dragon. So that is, you would continue your way up the tower, getting the catapults, and your aim is to get to the top of the tower, get to the star so that you can unlock the new dragon, which in this case is Gritackle. I mean, Gritackle is not a good dragon, but they are a dragon that you might want for your collection for whatever reason. But when you're going through the tower events, typically because of how RNG it is, because every time you click the 25 currency on stage 1, for instance, to roll, it is random as to how many steps you're going to be able to take. But you'll see that in this event, we also have insignias, and we also have the storybooks. So you're going to have to really make the decision before you say really make any progress as to whether your goal is going to be the new tower dragon or whether your goal is just going to be pick up all of the random event items on your way up. And there's no right or wrong answer. At the end of the day, it is your game. You can play how you want to play, but you won't be able to do both, especially if you get tons of ×1 drops. It is possible to miss the new dragon completely if you get screwed over by RNG on these move rolls enough. So for instance, if we get to this section here, this is like the midway point, because now we could either choose to go to the up catapult and start making our way to the dragon, or we might want to roll and try and get the insignias, or we might just want to go straight for the storybook. Again, there's no right or wrong answer, but you cannot get the storybooks and the insignias and all the other items on the way up and the event dragon unless you get insanely lucky with ads and maybe, I don't know, I just pay to win. So make sure you choose before you start making progress in the event first. Otherwise, you may end up not really getting very much value out of this event at all. I mean, tower events aren't very rewarding in general, but if you really want to go for the extra insignias, it is also going to be random because you might get a 3-drop here. So that you're going to move 3 tiles, and it's like, oh, so I still need to try and roll again. So it can be very RNG heavy if you're trying to go for the items in the middle of the event. If it's an item at the end of a corridor, then it just lets you pick it up. But otherwise, you are going to be banking on RNG as to whether you can pick up the items in the center. So good luck if you're going for the insignias and any of the other items on the way up. I don't have the map for all of these yet. Typically, they don't really release these on any of the websites. But just make your choice. Are you going for the books, are you going for the insignias, or are you going for that new dragon at the top? It's your choice. So that is all of that new stuff. I don't believe there's too much else going on apart from the new Wizard's Hollow, which we will go through in a second. Of course, we do have arena grinding to continue on with, but mainly just focus on getting your heroic combat quests done, getting your dragons hatched, and just praying to RNGesus in the tower event. But anyway, let's pray to more of RNGesus's niceness, because we have Healing Karma. Mama Healing Karma's holo. So I've already got this dragon, but Healing Karma is the same as the other Karmas. They just have a chance of blocking an attack and then dealing ×2 damage. Percentage isn't very high, but they do have a chance of blocking an attack completely and then dealing double damage back. The other cool thing about this holo is the fact that we do also have 10th birthday chests. And now, when you open up these 10th birthday chests, you will see a lot of cool dragons inside them, which is nice. We've got all of these dragons. But when you open them up, there's also the chance that you just get 20 gems, 689,000 food, 10 Joker orbs. So although these other rewards look very, very tasty, like High Voodoo Vampire, High Occult Titan, Grace Karma, Ambition Karma, that would be a nutty drop, for instance, Corrupted Chaos, Corrupted Legend, chances are you're probably not going to get any of those drops, even if you do get chests, multiple of these chests. So it's going to be very much a very RNG heavy event. So I would just say treat this one as super RNG heavy. It's only 6 golden runes to open up these chests, and that is because you are probably just going to get not very much of great value out of them. But at the end of the day, if you want to invest some gems and, you know, basically play a massive lottery, you can. I wouldn't really suggest spending too many gems on this holo. I know that Healing Karma is a Karma, and, you know, especially if you just want to pick up Karmas in general, you can give it a good try. But I wouldn't be spending tons of currency in terms of gems on this particular holo. There will probably be better holos coming up very soon, and I would rather spend it on those. But, you know, this is another one where we've run into 2 wizards super early. I'm just going to quit out. GG, we try again tomorrow. That is it. We try again next time. Let's not cry over spilt milk, basically. But at the same time, I guess for now we will just continue on with our 6-hour resets. There's not really too much going on at the moment, so it's not too bad. Oh my goodness gracious me, finally. Oh, that is the best thing that's happened to me in days. Oh, you have no idea. I've been trying to breed this dragon for so long. Oh, that's a 58-hour one. That's a new dragon. These sanctuary breedables, you have no idea how much they're killing me. That is amazing. That is like the best luck I've had in a while. You know, we've got all these heroic things going on in Wizards Hollows and everything else. Now, screw that. Getting the sanctuary breedable you want feels much better than any of it. Just saying. Oh, wait. Well, that has made my day better. But anyway, skis. Like I said, I'm going to keep logging in and doing all of our usual stuff. If you do want to instantly empower the heroic, you could. If you're going to go for the other heroic quests, so not just heroic combat quests, but you know how we've got a 6-hour cooldown on the, you know, the what's it called? Why is my brain not working? The 6-hour cooldown on the heroic combat quests. If you got enough orbs right now to be able to empower the dragon, you could just start doing it now and then gem it. Doesn't really matter whether you do it instantly or later on if you're going to gem it anyway, but of course, since you're going to have the dragon available to be able to do the fights every 6 hours, just make sure that you don't put it into empower and then you don't have enough gems to skip the empowerment, because otherwise you've screwed yourself over. So you will have to skip that final empowerment to be able to make it within the 3 days of heroic combat quests. So please bear that in mind. Don't spend all the food and then screw yourself over right at the end. But anyway, for now I am going to keep doing my daily grinding, my summoning and everything else, and more chilling and probably play more Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness in my spare time. But I guess for now I'm going to be a happy chappy and prepare for that puzzle event in a few days. I hope that you get everything that you want out of Holo, but if there's anything else you need, let me know. Any other guidance should be available in my Discord server as well. So I hope to hear from you again soon.